Continuing on with our project, we're going to this week look at further planning tools we can use in the whole project. So we're going to be looking at mind maps and Gantt charts. So before we move on with our project, we're going to recall a little bit of knowledge from previous lessons and previous topics, and you need to answer these 4 questions. So what is success criteria? You need to list the stages of project life cycle that we did last week. You need to recall what ASCII is and what ASCII stands for, and then you need to explain what a logo is. So you might want to pause the video and answer those questions before moving on. In today's lesson, we're going to try and understand what a mind map is and how we use one. We'll then understand what a Gantt chart is and what it is used for, and then you are going to design your mind map, and then you're going to design your Gantt chart. So it is the planning aspects of the project. So for 30 seconds, what I'd like you to do is just have an idea of what a mind map is. If you can put that down in your e-portfolio, that'll be really good. Again, you might want to pause the video and answer this question first. So what is a mind map? Why are they used? And why do you have? What do they have on them? So a mind map is a visual way, something that we can look at to plan out our ideas. So it's like initial ideas, what's going on in the project. They're used to prepare a project and work out exactly what needs to be done. So it's a planning tool to organise your work. And you can also use it as a checklist for a project and tick bits off as you proceed through a project. So on them you have the central idea of your project, and from there you have branches out to show the different stages or tasks of the project. And you can categorize your ideas as different parts of the project and highlighting what needs to be completed. So these are sub-stages that will be used to explain the main project. Now, mind maps behave a little bit like bullet points. So bullet points are like your key thoughts, your key ideas on the project. And for a project, you might have these bullet points below. So to use witty and catchy headlines, must include subheadings, must keep it all lively and clear, maybe include an ultra short sentence and a 1-line paragraph. So these are just ideas you could have, and they could be bullet pointed out. With a mind map, you can display these visually instead of just bullet points. So you can have your main topic in the middle, and then you have nodes going out from each of these branches, going out to different nodes with then further information. So you could follow each one of these sections of a mind map, and there are 4 different versions here created in different software to create a mind map, and we'll be looking at one piece of software in a moment or two. But you see the idea that at the center of each one of these is the central idea with branches to different tasks leading out. Here's a mind map for the Games for You project that you're working on, and you can see here that Games for You is in the middle. This is your title, and here are the branches out for each of the sections. So here's your logo design that you've already started on, and the different stages of your logo with further information. There will be a Gantt chart that you're working on. Eventually you're going to be creating a financial model, looking at images, a newsletter and a digital presentation. You might have other aspects coming out from your mind map. The software that I'd like you to use to create this is something called mindmup.com. So I'm going to just very quickly demonstrate mindmup and how you use that. So in Google you can just search for mindmup, and using this link here, www.mindmup.com, it takes you to this website. So from here, what you can do is, it is online, you don't need to sign in or sign up, you can just create a free map. By clicking this orange button, you have your mind map, or mind mup as this one is called. So in the middle you can just put your title, so you can double click here and I'm just going to call this Games for You. Games for You. So that's the title of your project. You can click out of that, and then what you can do is you can right click and you can insert a child, which is a line out from the center, and this one is going to be logo, and from the logo you can put a line out, insert another child, and that could be logo ideas, and from logo you might want another child. This could be your logo research, and so on. You can build up your mind map. So I did say that you're going to create a Gantt chart. I'll explain more what a Gantt chart is shortly. I also said that you are going to create a financial model, and other areas you're going to create are things like your digital presentation, and you can see how your mind map is building up. So you can right click and add these different nodes in. So that is mind map, and you're going to create your mind map with a similar look to the mind map on the screen here, and you're going to add the information in for your project. So you might want to pause the video and complete your mind map. The alternative to use is something called FreeMind, which is installed on the computer, so you might be able to use FreeMind as well. Both behave in a very similar way. With FreeMind you can save it a little bit easier. The one thing I haven't shown you how to do is, once you've completed your mind map, what you can do is click File, and you can download that as an image. So here, image is a PNG or a PDF, or you could just take a screen snip of your mind map and save it in another document. So that is how to create your mind map. Please pause the video and complete that task. We're now going to move on to a Gantt chart, and this is another planning stage of the project lifecycle. And a Gantt chart looks a little bit like a bar chart on its side, and it's used to show and track a project over time. So it displays exactly what has to be done and when it has to be done. So I'm going to show you an example of a Gantt chart in a moment, but on the left of the chart is the list of activities, all the tasks that need to be completed. Along the top of the Gantt chart will be a time scale, and each segment of the Gantt chart will be a set amount of time. So you can show what the various activities are, when each activity needs to start and stop by, how long an activity is going to last, and when certain activities overlap with other activities. And then you can see the start and end date of the whole project. So these are examples of Gantt charts, and as I said before, we've got the task down the side, we've got the time scale along the top, and we can see that the project starts here and ends at this time here. So it's going on from middle of January to the end of July for this project here. The other thing we can see is that the planning stage is starting in January and going to end in the middle of March, but at the same time, so a concurrent task, research is also taking place from February to March, and we can see the whole project starting from January to July. So we can see which tasks need to be completed when, which tasks are happening at the same time. So all that information is represented in something called a Gantt chart, and they are really easy to follow, of all the different tasks that need to be completed. So you can create your Gantt chart using spreadsheet software. You can either do that in Google Sheets, or you can do that using something like Microsoft Excel. And all you have to do is put your tasks down one side. So we have here logo. You might have logo research. You might have logo design. You might have create logo, and so on. And your tasks, just make this the right size. Your time along the top might be day 1, day 2, day 3, and so on as you are completing your work. So you can then indicate just by colouring in the colours when you're going to do the separate tasks. You can choose the colours you want. Logo design might be day 2. Logo research might actually take 2 days. Your logo design might overlap, and you might then create your logo on the 4th day. So you get the idea, all your tasks down one side and all the dates over the top. And this is going to take the whole project probably over 30 working days. So over a month you can create all the tasks that need to be completed in that time. So an example of the Gantt chart, you can use colour to separate the different tasks, and you can see here this is taking 2 different days, and here we've got concurrent tasks, 2 tasks happening at the same time. So you can use this as an example to get you started. So make a list of the tasks for the project before creating the Gantt chart, and then try and create a professional looking Gantt chart in either Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel, and you can use colours to show the different tasks. You do need to save your work and then submit your work to your teacher. Hopefully that makes sense and you can complete the mind map and the Gantt chart today.